Thank you for having me. As you know, I am Dr. Vondell. I just completed my doctorate in human services in January of 2022 and just had my commencement.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We just had the hooding and commencement ceremony 2 weeks ago on the 21st and 22nd. And so, yeah, it's official. And I've been working with, well, let me tell you a little bit about my background. So I received my bachelor's and my master's in psychology, and my master's was in a specialization in marriage and family therapy, where I focused on families and singles as well, and helping them to create like healthier relationships, stronger relationships, and also working on issues within themselves so that they would be that right person when the right person came along. And also my focus has been the last couple of years on getting the diaspora to understand the importance of, if not relocating to Al-Kebula in Africa, to at least visit. I went to Ghana in January, and that was the most amazing experience. I was there for 3 weeks. I went to 6 different regions, and just being on the continent, there's such a, I want to say there's like a spiritual awakening. I went to the castles, or they're not really castles, they're dungeons, and just being in the presence of the past or our history, I couldn't stop crying. Like, I couldn't stop crying. When you understand what our forefathers went through, and you could see like the petrified ground where their waste, I mean, it was all of their waste, their blood, their tears, their excrement. It was so high that in your mind you could just picture what they went through. Like, there wasn't, like, most people are used to going to a bathroom, you have a toilet, it's clean. They had to relieve themselves on top of themselves, basically. And there was only like these tiny little windows at the top that let in very, very little light. I mean, it was worse than an animal. It was really, it just, words can't describe. I'll start crying again, but it was just very disturbing. But it was something that needed to be experienced, and I think that all the diaspora need to go to some part of Al-Kebulan where the transatlantic slave trade happened, or maybe the Muslim slave trade, because the Muslim slave trade happened before the transatlantic. So people need to know that. They need to know their history. They need to get their DNA done through African ancestry, not the other ones, because we'll just say those may not be the most accurate. We'll just put that out there. So, but the African ancestry is founded by the diaspora, and they're looking at specifically African DNA. So, and that will let people know specifically what region their ancestors came from. And yeah, so that's me in a little nutshell. And also, I'm a veteran of the Air Force. So I served 6 years as an education specialist. So a lot of my passion is in education and enlightening people, educating them to our history and about the truths that have been hidden and that are coming out right now.
Thank you so much for that. I was just wondering, when you were explaining what happened there when you went to Ghana and you saw those little tiny places where people were heard and how they were heard, no? First, why did you go there? What made you to go there? Can you like let us know a bit about that?
Okay, so I chose Ghana because, like a lot of the diaspora, I haven't been awoke for a while. And within the last, I would say, 2.5 years was my awakening. And when I started to be awakened to the truths about our ancestors, our forefathers, I started doing my own research into like the truth, like dispelling the lies and getting into the truth. And when I started that, I went on to LinkedIn, and I started meeting people from the continent. And when I started meeting people and connecting with people from Alkebulan, I'll call it Alkebulan, it's Africa, but Alkebulan is the ancient name for it. So I started wondering more about the different countries on the continent. And when I first started doing my research, I ran across Ghana, and they did the year of return, which was, I think, in 2019, 2018 or 2019. And I'd missed out on that. So what the government did was it opened Ghana to all of the diaspora. They were giving away free land. And for anyone in the diaspora that wanted to return, they were letting them return. So again, I learned about it like a year after, so I missed out on that part. So they did the year of return, beyond the year of return after that, where they weren't really giving away land. They were just asking people to come and invest in Ghana. So when I learned about that, I thought, this is a great idea. This is perfect. I mean, this is a way for the diaspora to get to know at least one of the countries, on the continent. And from there, they can, venture out to other countries. So a couple of my connections, one of them I reached out to, and I told him that, I was going to be coming to Ghana. And so I started making my plans, and I said, you know what, I'm going to create a business where I can help other people, who want to, go to Ghana. And so I created my business. It was Pride of Africa Travel, which has been turned into Pride of Africa Consulting, because it's not just travel. So it's also consulting about relationships on the continent. So anyways, so I made my plans and everything, and I was able to go there in January. I was supposed to stay for a month, but I saw as much as I needed to see in Ghana in 3 weeks. Like I said, I went to 6 different regions and learned about, the history, of the different regions. Kumasi has so much history, with the war against the British and how the queens, kind of band together and they helped the men to defeat the British. And it just, so much history, so much history. So that was where I guess my love and my passion really started, because I was able to be there. I was able to see the strengths that Ghana has, as well as her weaknesses. I did a lot of postings on LinkedIn about my experiences in the different regions, as well as I did a final posting of my complete assessment of Ghana. And I was very honest with her strengths as well as her weaknesses. And I got a lot of feedback from people who said that my assessment was really was accurate. Ghana, as wonderful as she is, the government is very enamored with the West, which is not wisdom. Not to put the West down, but just being transparent and honest, the West is only interested in the West. So, and that's the UK, the US, and all of the other Western countries.